So welcome to today's video. We're at Brandon Woods near Thetford in Suffolk, and here's the scene. We've got lots of cars around. It's a very busy park, this one. I want to capture the essence of that. Lots of people about, so we're going to be looking at people, we're going to be looking at cars, we're going to be looking at trees in the background. It's a bit of a car park, a bit of a walkway in, and it kind of looks like this. I might do an amalgamation of what I see in front of me plus something around the back, which let me show you that. So there we go, beautiful view there. You can see the light coming in. If we swing all the way round to here, you can see like the car park there, and there's lots of people all the way around. So I might pop a building. There's a building over there. We might pop that in as well. Here's the drawing, and yeah, the light keeps coming and going, but we're going to be fine. The sun's coming. There's some big shadows in here, and what I need to do is kind of remember where those shadows are. We'll pop some water in here. And we'll just get an initial colours and washes straight in. So a lot of yellow ochre, raw sienna. Just going to bung that in. Really fast, super fast. Not mess about. Lots of light coming through on here. Don't want to miss that. We're going to pop in this foreground quickly. Lots of bright sunlight. And it's popping in, popping out. It's actually quite still in the woods. It's been quite a windy day today. And we'll get this as the underpinning colour all over for the moment. Certainly all the way down and around these figures, you can see lots of them. It's a very busy place. People coming here with their kids, spending the day, morning, afternoon, whatever, in these woodlands. It's a great place to be. Some blue coming through and grey. Just pop in some of this. Kind of get the feel of movement in the trees. Just going to take out some of this pigment. Probably too much here. I want the horizon to be designed going down and getting lighter towards this horizon. But other than that, kind of done on that first part. We'll work around the cars in a second. This kind of joining everything up in this early initial stages. There we go. We're gonna have to wait for this to dry. Just want that to bleed in here. Our focal point of these two figures here with the dog. You can see these two are walking. Lots of people walking their dogs here, so you get the feel of that country park. We've got a couple of trees in the foreground here with some sort of fencing that leads into this car park. Yeah, we just need this to dry off a bit now. So that's kind of stage one done, and as I say, kind of do need to dry, but it's actually drying quite fast. So I'm just going to pop in some colour in the background here, blue-grey, ultra tint, neutral tint, plus a bit of ultramarine. But really paint around these cars. This is the background. This person there. There's a signpost there, just be careful on that. It's head of a person here. This is just kind of signalling distance. Mix this up a bit. Coming over here. Some of it's dry, some of it's wet. That's what you want. Wet into wet, dry into dry. Sign around these cars. Got a person there. Slight gap in here. Person there. We've got a signpost here, but we can just touch in a couple of bits around this person's head. Down to here, the person's here. So this is kind of crucial, getting this right. Sign around this car. Person's head there, another car there, and touch in here. So that's that bit done. Don't need to worry too much about this. Just seeing if it's drying off or not. It's drying quite quickly actually. So the shadows are coming towards me. Big shadows are sort of coming across that way. So we'll try and define some of this. The trees in the background when this is dried, and then we'll start to work forward. So we'll just let this dry. So we're ready for the next stage. I'm going to move to this is a number 16 brush. We're going to pop in some trees now. Same colours, neutral tint, ultramarine, plus some burnt sienna. Just test that there. I don't want this to be too strong at the back. I've got a feeling this might be too strong a mix. In the background, lots of trees in the background here. Well, that's actually okay. So it's just a bit of careful looking with these trees coming up. Lots of them. It's like you don't want everything going up all in one direction. I'll give you a little tip. In nature, when you look, you sort of squint your eyes up, you can see things kind of crossing over each other as they go up, and you kind of want to keep that. I still need to keep space between these trees. There's quite a lot of light, but there's a heck of a lot of trees. And this is, remember, this is just the main trunks really, and a few main branches. You want to mix up and make sure that we've got right here a bit of dry brush, and some lost and found edges as well. Remember, this is just going right off because these trees are incredibly tall and in reality go way off the paper. But I don't want these to be the predominant part of this. More is less, less is more, whichever way you want to look at it. There's a bit of leaf coming out. But our main bit here is to design these pop in a few dry brush strokes as well. Just getting up, and I'm going to change brushes now. Is this number 1 brush? It's a 0 brush, by the way. Fumuai. I think that's the way you pronounce it, Fumuai. This is a bit of dry brush, just fine twiggery in it. Some dry, some not dry. Just mixing it around now. So much twiggery, but you get the idea. We kind of want to fill this up a bit. Don't need to be too careful, we just need to get the idea, kind of the movement, the sway of the trees, branches and sort of twiggery going up. Page. So clearly it's a forest, no doubt. We need to mix up a little bit of dark in here as well. I can see that especially when the light comes. And a bit of foreshortening here and there. Means curling it around a bit. Working as quickly as I can. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pop in this foreground tree. This is going to be a strong mixture to push everything back. And the light is coming in from behind, so we need a bit of an anchor there. And then there was another tree right behind it, a much darker one. So I'm going to pop in a bit of neutral tint, a bit of ultramarine into this mixture, and here we go. Take this off the page. That's nice. That's going to push all of that back. And we'll have some shadows coming in off of here. At the moment these trees look like they're kind of stuck out in space, don't they? But they won't in the second once we bring everything else up to spec. Let's just get rid of these little specks that are dropped down here. Just slightly darker on this right hand side here. Touch of shadow. That'll do for the moment. I'm going to start to design in these cars now. So before we do that, let's just establish some of these figures, their heads. There's some more figures back here. These are kind of not really too worried about them. And then I need my finer brush, which is down here at number 2. That's it, and number 2 is Skoda. And we're going to go for some dry burnt sienna, just to establish around these cars, and we'll pop the windows in on those in a second. These figures don't need to be too strong in the background in terms of tone. And I don't want them too detailed either. So I'm not going to make them colourful. Because if I make these guys white or whatever back here, your eye's going to go there, and we don't really want that. They're kind of incidental. This is where we want the big focal points to go. Okay, just taking out some of that. Same with these guys as well. Let's keep this really loose. Start to join up a few things in here now. Little tip, join stuff up. Pop in some wheels. And underneath these cars, just pop these in. And keep this all very loose. I've gone quite close to, I need a bit of control on this. But we're trying to keep it as loose as we possibly can. Just going to design this car a bit bigger because it kind of looks a bit odd. That one stuck out there. That's better. So we're getting there. The other thing we now need to do is pop in. I'm going to come back to this mop brush as quickly as we can. There's darks in here. Again, it's neutral tint and ultramarine. I'm just going to pop in because the light kind of down a little bit. Shadows that are under the car seem to be coming this way as well. Under here, really important part, the shadows. Let's join that up. Join this up. Popping some bits and bobs there. Now a lot of these cars are quite dark in their windscreens and windshields, but we need to design these well a whole bunch of mixtures, the same three colours, hues, whichever way you want to look at it. And I need that weaker. Quite a lot of light bouncing off of these cars, you know, even in the windscreens. And then there, just mix up, not the same in all of it. Up to there. Then we're going to pop in some colours. It's a kind of reddy coloured car here. We want the eyes to come, as we said, around here, so we'll pop this red one in here. I need to put this figure in. It's just here. There's a figure there, remember, and the dog. So we need to cut those in a second. But before we do, I'm going to pop in this blue car. You can still see the figure. Don't want that car white at all. We'll go grey. There's a lot of grey cars around today. We'll go neutral tint. We don't want that too strong. I don't want all this white left in here because it's going to take the aisle away. So that will do. Big dark door over here. Into the building here. Comes down. Don't want to be painting by numbers here, we're supposed to be careful of, but it's a kind of pan-tiled roof with a lot of light on it coming in. So we'll take out, just saw massive, beautiful light coming in. Just in here. Now these figures need to be darker for here, just because they're clashing tonally with the trees, as you can see, which is not good. And also some of these trees look like they're kind of stuck out in space. But we're going to get the shadows coming in a second. I just want those shadows to come back. Before we do that, let's pop in this dark post, very dark post here, which will help push back I think it's the back of a no entry sign. So pop that in there. More of a shadow coming off of that. These are in here. There's a bit of grass verge in here, so I think I might pop that in as well. It's just neutral tint guys in here. I can see it going into the car park there. And that's that side. It's good. Just scratch out a couple of highlights there. And off of these we've got lots of shadows. I'm going to put in the main figure now. It needs to be very dark. Figure in here. Person walking their dog. We'll pop their head in a second. This needs to be drier. Person walk in here. We're going to go for red so they really ping in here. Let that blend in. And we'll pop in a touch of blue on here. Just let that bleed in. Yeah, that works well. There's a lady with a skirt and there's a guy there dressed in black. Let's put in these guys back here, but these need to be in stronger. I might give them a little bit of colour. Just pale colours in here. Just need to be stronger. Tonally they do. Nice dry here. Let's have these two guys holding hands. Okay. We're getting there, but these shadows, you know, they're not strong enough under the cars. I'm gonna have to go stronger. Here comes the sun, that's what I was waiting for. Just not strong enough. So some different colours in here. Let's make this car green. And this one weak, I will make it a pale sort of crimson colour. Keep it weak. There we go. We're getting there. We are getting there. Just joining some stuff up here, popping some stuff in. Just making this all work now. You don't want anything sticking up in the air that just looks like it's just floated in from outer space. It just will not work. Bit of dry brush there. A small window there. Let's pop in these shadows here for these people. Very strong shadows. These ones as well. Some finer detail in here, these darks. Let's keep this indistinct. And we have shadows here. Here they come. This is what I was looking for. These are big shadow colours. So we're going to pop in our ultramarine and crimson. It's going to pull it all together. Ultramarine and crimson. Oh, I can see it. It's beautiful. Okay, I can see a lot of shadows now. Some of them blurred. Some blurred shadows. So many tree shadows coming in here. All the way through this car park. That's what we need to be careful of. We will need to wet off some of this because everywhere shadows. It's this amazing place. But the other thing about it is a lot of these shadows are quite blurry. So you're going to have to pop in some water just to soften up some of them, because they're not all the same by any means. Let's pop in some blue here and there, especially further back, and warm it up with some sienna, certainly down here. And what we'll also do is pop in the faces. Here. Pop in some shadow colour back here, and all of this is in shadow. Just leave that like that. Getting close to the end now, guys. We will be doing some highlights. There are some greens in here I want to do as well. So we're kind of getting near the end. So what I'm doing now is just wetting this background because I need this to kind of fade away. It definitely needs to be faded because we've got a lot of sharpness here, and back there was too sharp. It was competing too much. So it's a lot of water. I need this water to run off. So I have to take the board and run this water off. So I'm just going to work on these figures here and just make these a bit bigger because these are just not. I've just popped in some neutral tint into some of these windows at the back here. Just trying to re-establish some of these values. There we go. This guy's kind of walking towards us. Get these shadows off as well. Kind of done. We can start fiddling around now and improve the energy of this. Just in here. There we go, just to take the eye in there. And I think we're done. I quite like the looseness of this and the kind of bits that we've got that are kind of lost and found. So we've got the sharpness and we've got some of it where it gets lost. The sharpness in here, which is nice. Yeah, I'm kind of happy that this is done. So I have to stop. It's so easy just to keep fiddling around all day long, but we're done. Ducks coming in, hopefully you enjoyed that one, and yeah, a busy painting, but I think it kind of captures the feel of Brandon Woods. And remember to like, to subscribe and all that stuff, and we'll see you next time. Take care and happy painting.